Yeah, yeah, they were trying it with this one. They're really trying with this one. What's going on, guys? Dark Rewind here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back on board with the Friday the 13th franchise breakdown. I'm going through the entire Friday the 13th from the beginning to the end, or should I say the current state, because now we have new news of Friday the 13th stuff. So now it brings us to our latest entry that I'm on currently. Friday the 13th, The New Blood, released in 1988. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's just get to it. So quick rundown. This is the beginning of personally my favorite era of Friday the 13th, which is the Kane Hodder era of Friday the 13th. This is the Friday the 13th where Kane Hodder, who played Jason, this is his debut movie, debut Jason, and he's my favorite Jason. I'm sorry, he's a lot more menacing, a lot more like, you know, he's really Kool-Aid Man with it. Even though we had Kool-Aid Man moments earlier in the franchise, but I just really appreciate that about it. Like, I just love the Kane Hodder era. But back to the movie, I will say this movie is definitely one of the most ambitious. Well, not the most, but it's pretty ambitious leap that they took. and it's also one of the things that makes me admire this franchise, is that they're constantly trying to change it up, they're constantly trying to evolve it. Sometimes it doesn't execute as well, and sometimes it may not sit with certain people, and sometimes for certain people some of these entries like this one end up being some of their like nostalgic favorites. Is this one of my nostalgic favorites? No, it's not one of my favorites. Did I hate this movie? No, I didn't hate this movie. I think this movie was very ambitious. It had a unique concept. It had what's her name? Tina was the basically the main character. She was the girl with the telekinesis, and that brought a nice twist to it. And I think it would have been appreciated if they would have executed it well. It's where it fell short for me was the ending. The ending definitely kind of was like, what? With the anyways, so Tina basically at the beginning of the movie, as a little girl, she kills her dad. Dad was beating on her mama, and she tries to run away on a boat or something. The dad chases her down to a dock. She makes the dock collapse and kills her dad with her telekinesis powers. So throughout the movie, they're trying to explore and test her powers, and she pops off sometimes. She pops off and random shit happens, so forth and so on, and leads us to the end, which I'll get to in a second. But overall, the breakdown of this movie as well, I would like to add, I liked some of the kills in this movie. The pacing was okay, but there was something weird I noticed, and I had to actually look into this, because I was like, man, certain kills felt censored. Like, it's this weird, like, one time this dude could get mutilated, but the next time this dude doesn't get mutilated. It's really weird. Come to find out, the film suffered from some significant cuts due to gore scenes, due to the MPAA restrictions, and it led to like a tamer horror experiences. So that kind of makes sense. And I was like, because it was weird. It's like, you know, it's Friday 13th. It's a rated R movie. We know Jason gets down and he fucks people up. But it's like, it was just weird. Like, watching it in 2025, I didn't notice this until now. I was like, why the camera cut? Like, I felt like I was watching the TV version. I had to make sure I was watching, you know, I have the box set, and I'm like, why are the kills sometimes, it's like sometimes, it's not all the time either. There's, like I said, there's a moment somebody will get mutilated, and then there's a time where it's like edited, where it just seems like tamed, you know, tamed down. I'm like, okay. But I will say, I mean, besides that, pacing was okay. It was like your average Friday 13th pace. I'm really liking it's one thing I always like about Friday 13th is, or lately, is like they do this like recap, kind of leads up to the movie. I just love the movie intro recaps. For some reason, it's something I never appreciated, and now that I'm older and rewatching this with a different eye, I wasn't just watching just because I was a kid just watching horror movies. Like now I'm watching it to really sit down and appreciate it and break it down. And I was like, man, I really like these intros because it's cool because you could tell they're constantly trying to engage and bring in new fans throughout the franchise. So I appreciate that, looking at that now today. And if you never watched these movies, yeah, just pay attention to the intros. You could almost jump into a movie and they kind of tell you what's happened, the story so far, as they say. Uh, but um, but overall, I would say the Tina storyline is not bad. It's not bad at all. It was kind of cool, and I understand Nightmare on Elm Street was out at the time, so they're trying to switch it up, not to make it too campy, too slashy. So they threw Tina in the mix, and I kind of appreciated it. It introduced a fresh element, and I just think the execution was just actually a little off. If they would have came out with a better ending in certain moments that I felt that were lacking depth, which were mostly her interactions with like other people, is where it kind of lacked depth, and that's where just kind of like the execution was kind of off. Like I don't know, just feel like the engagement with the story with her with other teenagers was just kind of, it didn't click right. It didn't click right, and I see what they're trying to do, but it was, what I'm saying? It was pretty mid. But overall, this movie is kind of like, if you want to sum it up, Friday 13th, New Blood is basically Jason versus Carrie. And I love that concept because it's unique, it's bold, and it just had poor execution. Does this make the movie trash though? Not quite. Not quite trash, because there's some cool kills. We have the sleeping bag kill. That's one of my favorites. It's hilarious. And then even Tina got herself a couple kills. One her daddy. And then she was able to revive her dad at the end and help take down Jason. And it was interesting. Very interesting. I didn't like it. It was kind of, yeah. I think the movie just lacked a little bit of depth with the plot, and her with the whole interaction with teenagers, and the teenagers themselves didn't have much to them. They're just there. It was somebody's birthday. He never made it to the birthday party, and yet they're still partying, and it just, I don't know. I just, whatever. It was like whatever. Didn't really care. It wasn't, I did like this more than New Beginning. So I could say that it's better than that. But at the end of the day, I have to talk about Jason. I'm so sorry, I almost forgot. I like this. So back to Kane Hodder Jason as well. Another highlight is, like, I like, first of all, just his persona and the way he carried Jason and the whole zombie Jason era. Like, I just love this era of Jason for some reason. It's just my favorite. But I feel like zombie like Jason is the dopest. Kane Hodder Jason is the dopest. He was a beast, and he's gonna continue to be a beast. I just had to throw that in there. I don't know why I just side railed the conversation, but overall, I feel like the ending fell short. But and in general, the movie kind of fell short in a depth perspective. But if you're just watching it just to watch a Jason movie, to get a kill count, to look at the different types of kills, even that's going to get kind of shaky, because like I said, it has this weird censorship going on throughout the movie that's not consistent. So it's just like, okay. But the kills are some of the kills are good though. There's some dope kills in there still. But it's just certain ones. They had to keep it. I guess that's how they made it stay rated R. So hey, it's cool. And I do like the concept of her being like Carrie, like a telekinesis character. It definitely changed the game, but it just didn't execute well. So it's gonna affect the score for me. So 2025, do I recommend it watching this movie? For sure. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's not bad. It's not that great, but it's if you're deep diving into the franchise, for sure watch it. But if you're just looking for a Jason movie to watch, that's when I'll say, nah, you can skip it. In that case, the ending doesn't execute that well, and there's some things that are I felt a little underdeveloped. So what is the score? I give Friday the 13th, New Blood, 1998, Kane Hodder's debut, 6 out of 10. I have to give it a 6 out of 10. That's my final number. It's like a mid. It's like an overall a mid performance. Not bad, not that great. Disappoints, but doesn't disappoint too much. um, and that's all I have for Friday the 13th New Blood. To be honest, the only good thing I can say about this is now I'm one step closer to my favorite Friday the 13th movie. So just stay tuned, stay with me. Don't worry, we're still going. I actually watched a lot of other movies as well, so I have other reviews coming. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, I would like to give a special shout out to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. Appreciate the new people that are coming in, commenting on the videos, liking the videos, sharing, even sharing it. I appreciate everyone. Dark Rewind. I'm out. Wait, before I go, I'm going to finish this whole franchise. I just been taking my time because I was flying through it and I wanted to take a little break and watch other stuff. But now I'm kind of like at the end now, at end game. So stay tuned. These videos are going to keep dropping. But I appreciate you for watching once again. Dark Rewind out.